Hello.
Hello. Did you think
Sorry,
I wasn't
everyone.
coming?
Sorry, everyone. I had to play the extra intro because I was waiting for Chalk to come online.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
So
sorry.
I thought
Do you know, I did my usual. I sat down with like a minute to go to the time, and then I suddenly thought, oh God, where's my camera? I had to go and find my camera. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, how's things?
Sorry, I just missed that last bit, but that's all right. That's all right. I was just switching over to the headset because when I'm live streaming with someone, I can't hear them through the speaker of this silly computer.
Oh,
So
I was just warbling as usual.
Geez, we've got some action-packed stories to say tonight after last night's episode. You know, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Seifu Dad. We just absolutely love to see you here. Thank you very much. Absolutely appreciated. And Whale Miner, thank you very much.
Hello,
for
Whale
joining
Miner.
us again. And Triple Moon Goddess. Well, there you go. There's a change for the books.
Hello, Triple Moon. How are you, my love?
And Michael Vlogs again. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Hello there.
For joining in. Triple Moon was saying she liked the music for the electronic stuff because I played the 2-minute timer.
Oh, okay.
It was just a short timer that I did today. Because I was kind of curious about that the other day. It got me thinking when I was talking to you and you're saying about watch hours. And I was thinking that if I play the timer too long, it takes up too much of your time, doesn't it? Like if you play a long timer.
Oh, I see what you mean. You mean the StreamYard watch hours. Yeah. That's
because
true,
of course that's like 10 minutes a show or whatever, just a countdown clock. And it's like takes, you know, when you do that 7 times a week or 8 times a week or whatever, like it adds up to be a lot of time. We're doing very well. I'm doing very good. Thank you very much. Triple Moon. Obviously, I don't know. I think Chalk's doing all right too. I think
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, considering, you know.
You got bowled over the last few days or week or so, and you know, emotional roller coaster and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah. But also, as I've said before, unfortunately, chaps, I have to look for a proper job.
Yeah.
Ellie's here.
Hi, Ellie.
Hello, Ellie. Hello, Ellie.
Cheers for joining in. Thank you very much. If you get a chance, can you just whack it all over your Discord to see if someone can join us, please, Ellie? That'd be awesome, please. Because I don't want to get in trouble by doing it myself. I put a link in there 2 hours ago, but I just, you know, like I've got to be sort of conservative how much I push it out there, you know, even though it's just general talk. I know I played the calf intro, but this isn't really a calf live stream. It's just a live stream about talking about anything you guys wish to talk about. And, you know, I have my opinions and Chalk's got hers. And so we'll just see where we end up. Is that too much gym work for you, Ellie? Is that why you're knackered? You've been like doing too much at the gym, or is it other things that is making you knackered, like too much chopping firewood or something like that?
Chopping firewood.
Well, that's what happens here.
Yeah, I don't think we all do the same as you do, Keith. But I don't know. I don't chop firewood. As you can see, I'm too busy enjoying my beautiful poolside pagoda.
I know. It's just flash, isn't it?
Yeah. Up and down the town, errands and stuff, lots of cooking for neighbours and friends. Oh, it sounds wonderful.
What about cooking for me? You know, the best way to a guy's heart is food. You know, like I don't get this keg without being fed. You know,
it might get a bit cold by the time it gets to you. I don't know. Just saying. I'm just managing your expectations. It might also go off.
20-odd hour plane flight. That's all right. And then we live about half a dozen hours from the airport. So, you know.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Beef.
Beef
is technically not a problem for us, but you know, it's kind of funny, you know, like our freezer just has no beef in it whatsoever. You think it'd be just like too much beef, but we actually don't have any in it. And no, I'm not a vegetarian or anything like that, but it's just so if you've got a part-time job, have you got a job for this one? This one needs a job.
Yeah, everybody, I am looking for a job. So this is my sob story.
Whoa, here we go.
Hey, no copy. Oh.
Any idea why?
Oh, hold on.
Why is that? You just press on that link?
Oh, have we got a problem? Anyway, shall I carry on with my little story? My little sob story. I'll tell my sob story while Keith's... Is he coming back? What's he doing? Are you coming back? We got a problem?
Yeah, there was just the problem is that my NFT site, Third Web have an issue at the moment with the browsers, right? And there is an update for it that's been released by Third Web, but bless you. Bless you.
Sorry about that.
Just throw yourself to bits. And they've got an update for it, so it doesn't come up with a virus problem. But at the moment, I'm just too scared to do it.
Okay.
When you open up the NFT thing, it comes up with this like little thing that you got to click on, and then it will open up the thing that you can do the minting. So it's a bit of a pain in the bum at the moment. And yeah, I'm trying very hard to find some dev that can help me out with NFT stuff, but yeah, it's not easy.
No, I know. Life isn't, my love.
Especially having trustworthy is the challenge, you know, like because you know, you just need it to be done right, not funds go to the wrong place.
Yeah.
So you gave away all your job credentials and stuff while I was gone?
No, because I was trying to figure out what you were doing. So I didn't tell my sob story, so I'm going to tell my sob story now. It's not very long, but it is sobby. So I took redundancy last year and decided to take some time off. Found Vulkan, or all of that palaver. We know that. And of course, it was all due to come out early this year. I've got a node. I was hoping that Vulkan could be one of my passive streams of income alongside building other things. Oh, Ellie, we'll come to that in a second. But of course, what's happened? Vulcan hasn't come out, so I am forced to go find myself some proper work, unfortunately. Ellie, oh God, that's awful.
It happens,
so Ellie,
doesn't
it? You sold your XRP. That's so annoying.
And then it goes up 100%. So
I know. That's so annoying. But I think you said you put it in Bitcoin. Is that right? What did she say? Loan last week, sold by XRP for Bitcoin to borrow to take home, and bloody XRP moons. Well, yeah.
Hello, Yanni, by the way.
Hello, Yanni.
Yanni still hasn't got into trouble yet for coming onto me live stream. So don't tell him. All right, just be quiet. It was funny yesterday because he was texting me in here on my phone, and because he wouldn't put his name up there, and then he decided to pop up.
Oh, Yanni. Well, we're very glad you're here. Yes.
Does Chalk still think Brian is God's gift to crypto? I think you need to answer this one. And hello, Vulcan for Life.
Where have you been for at least
3 months, maybe more?
4 months, 4.5 months.
Yeah.
Where have you been? Because I haven't thought even remotely this for at least 4.5 months. So no, I don't.
We've had a lot of discussions about this, and Chalk, as much as she doesn't jump on the bandwagon as such, she was never really like, as she always put in a video, she doesn't know. She's just going on whatever, and she was promoting, yes, but as she said, she didn't know that much about crypto, and
I was very clear from my channel. If you go back to my very first video, I came on and more or less said, look, I'm a beginner. This is my journey. Come and join me. And it was always about that. And I always said, in fact, in that very first video, if you go back and watch it, I said, I am not a technician. I do know not the technicals. This is about how it feels to be in crypto as a newbie. So I did what I did, and I covered the stuff. But then if you look back, you will see nothing from me after March. And also I've had some very public showings of my exact thoughts,
and that was with the other YouTubers as well, that you put it out there.
Yeah.
And hence you got banned and removed.
I got banned from Vulcan and Seifu. I had a major falling out with Brian in the background. It wasn't played out in public. I don't do that.
Indirect messages you got
absolutely
slammed.
Yeah, so
I've had the privilege of seeing those direct messages. I don't blame Chalk for not putting them out there, but believe me, is that she has not been treated very well at all. No. So that's the position. But
so
it's
there is
like
no
myself.
Love lost.
But it's like myself. It's that I used to, because I was with the LSC, I used to sort of have to mention Vulcan or SafeUX or whatever, because otherwise I couldn't get my videos showing on there. And being just a farmer and whatever, I just couldn't get the views without saying, something about SafeUX. Like Biz said that I had to say certain words for him to be able to shill the videos into SafeUX or into, obviously I don't even think I've done anything since it's been Vulcan, but I'm sure it was just SafeUX back then, because I haven't done anything since January or something like that.
Yeah. And you know what?
Since I started the project, really, I think.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm a little bit. Well, I've had a few comments thrown at me. Well, as a YouTuber, you do, whether things are going well or not, you get absolute vile stuff thrown at you. Okay. And I understand why people are suddenly saying, I've had a few people saying, you were in Dubai, didn't you know what's going on? Blah, 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 blah. And also I will say, and I'm myself and Keith have spoken about this.
Many times.
Many times.
Behind the scenes, everyone. Not
yeah.
I don't know how much whether we've actually said this live. I forget about the conversations. So I just know we've spoken a lot about it. So we tend to not put too much of that on live, but now we just say whatever.
You know what? There is enough drama. There is enough drama, and I'm not one for hyping up more drama.
I don't want it.
And that's why I've kept relatively quiet. But the thing I'm going to say is, and this is just me speaking personally about my own YouTube channel, but I have never put anything out on my videos that I don't fully believe. Okay. And in that moment in time, surrounded by what I knew, what I could see, that's what I put out, because that was my truth.
Everyone's allowed to have this perspective at that point in time.
Exactly. And you make decisions based on exactly what you see at the time, what the best evidence is. And I try very hard to look at what I'm making videos about, and I try to bring different perspectives and all of that. But you can only know what you know. And I know there'll be people saying, but there was evidence out there, why didn't you look, why didn't you see it? You only see what you can see at the time. Okay,
what about the other 1,000 people that were all pumping it along as well? Come on.
Do you know what? And this might upset some people. I make absolutely no apologies for any videos that I make, because at the time I made them, they were the right things to make. That's it. So there you go.
But at some point in time, there is a crossover when things happen, and you've just got to, like where you're awakened and aware of actions which have gone too far. And that happened like 4 months ago, like you said. And that's where it stopped a long time ago. So it's definitely nothing new. Did you win? No, sorry, Jason, you did not win yet. And thank you very much, Jason, for being here. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Hello, Jason.
If you want a link to join us on live stream, you can have a link. Just let me know. That goes for anyone. If anyone wants a link and join us on live stream and say what's really on your mind, just let me know and I'll fly you a link. Like whatever. I'm easy go with this sort of live streaming. Like, obviously don't come in here screaming your head off, but other than that, you can say whatever you want. Obviously, StreamYard or YouTube will censor you to a degree. So, of course, there has to be some sort of limit. I get that. Yeah, well, I'm just making sure, just in case someone wants to come on here and just sort of start going totally outlandish with stupid stuff.
Of course,
Obviously, I can't have that on my stream. Like,
exactly.
But you're welcome to join us if you want to. I spoke a lot last night about. I actually spent the last night live stream just doing the Brian stuff. For the first time, I've actually gone through it more. And I was showing wallet stuff and whatever. So
was that before or after his?
Before.
That was before, wasn't it? That's the one I missed.
For the hour. I was on live stream for an hour before his live stream.
Yeah.
And I would think that if you watch my live stream, that I was fairly accurate in the way that I knew that he would present himself. But I didn't realize that he was going to include falsities like his mother passing just recently. Like she passed 8 months ago. And so, like seriously, that's not a current thing.
I mean, I've heard a lot of different things about that. I think the last thing I saw was somebody said he lost, it might not have been his mother, but his grandmother who acts like, not his grandmother, somebody else who acts like a mother at around Christmas time. So, I mean.
Correct. 8 months ago.
And this is, for anybody watching this, do not think I'm trying to defend anybody, but we do know that even if, he wasn't accurate in saying what had happened and when, but grief, does play different ways with different people.
Yeah. When
I'm not excusing it.
You decide to reach for it. It's kind of a bit convenient to reach for it now.
No, it is.
When for the last 8 months, he's been on live streams and hasn't had any issues.
Exactly.
and then all of a sudden decides to pop it up now when there's scandals going on. It's like, come on, man, you got to be a bit better than that.
There was other people saying that she died when he was a child, so I think there's a lot of
that's his real mother. No, that's the real mother.
So his real mother died years ago, but this was
when he was little, and then he was cared for by his grandmother, and his grandmother passed away like 8 months ago.
Okay.
Which is the grandmother is actually like the mother.
I've got mother figure.
Yeah. So that's why when he says his mum, it's not his real mum, but it's what he calls his mum. So however you want to look at it, like I could say I recently lost my dad too, and I feel all upset, and I lost him in the end of 2020. Then I could say I got all upset too. But the thing is that it's sad and whatever. But I enjoyed my life with my dad though. Like I had to see him go through what's called Lewy body dementia. Which if you actually look it up, that's one of the worst kinds of dementia you can get. It's just absolutely horrible to see someone you love go through that sort of shit. It's just totally takes their life away, and you just it's just horrible. Like it has no respect for the human like that once was there. And of course that's followed with Parkinson's, because with like as he said, his medical description was correct, which is dementia and Parkinson's. They sort of go hand in hand. So she would have been on medication for Parkinson's and that that's what happens. So I would say that was when he was telling the truth, but the timeline, no, sorry. No, it just didn't kind of happen that way. Of course, we hope that it will launch and be a success, but there's a lot of issues going on with wallets at the moment, but they are actually, by the sound of it, like I'm been listening to Bixbyte, and they are actually investigating the wallets and doing the KYC on heaps of wallets. And so they are quite curious to see who pops up on those wallets. So obviously if there's a lot of wallets that are blacklisted, then that totally changes the circulating supply. And so that's going to change things a lot. But I have seen there's been some words being said about that. So it'd be interesting to see. As far as my own opinion goes, it seems that Bix had nothing to do with anything. She seems like she was just had no clue, which makes sense because she's just an employee. But I really do think that whether you like it or not, and I don't know, this comes with this is like a double-edged sword, right? Because if you go through with my words, then I don't know what sort of resolve you're supposed to come to. But I think that the other three team, Jason, Adrian, and Damien, or whatever is it?
Damien, yeah.
Right. My primary way of trying to see whether they are guilty of colluding is that when you do KYC on wallets, did they sacrifice when the pump was on? So in other words, were they told to sacrifice like inside information from Brian? Like this is the time to sacrifice. And if they were told that, and you could see it by their wallets to sacrifice at that point in time, then they're as guilty as charged. Like that to me says everything. Like if they partook in that one component, that absolutely writes them off. And like if they sacrificed on day 1, day 2, day 3, not a problem at all. Wonderful. But if they happen to collude, and you could see that, I know it could be luck of the draw. I get that. But the point is that the team you're talking about here, if they happen to sacrifice right when the pump happened, like when Brian did his sacrifice, around that same sort of time zone, then I'm sure that they were on the phone going, do it. And if that was the case, they were all working together. And so that will weed out who was and wasn't. But the problem with that is, how do you go replacing them? And even then, you can't just replace them, because it's not in the business to write off everyone, because there is. So that's where you're going to come up against a blockage.
So, no, I agree. So my sense on all of this, in terms of the rest of the team, I kind of feel that probably around sacrifice time and all of that clearly, you know, Brian was the leader, but the team were there and they were potentially all in it together. I don't know. I sense there was some sort of split when Brian started doing his craziness, which was quite some months ago. That was kind of March time when I started going, what the is going on?
But were they colluding at sacrifice?
Well, possibly, but there is also another. If they were colluding at sacrifice, but then had so I think there's 3 scenarios here. No collusion whatsoever. They have colluded all along and know all of this, and have kind of watched while Brian has taken money and done whatever. Or the third one, which for me feels possible, is there was collusion to begin with. They then have realized that he is completely, I don't even know how to describe, but they've seen him doing stuff, and there was this then split. And this was very much when Brian went off to do all of his crazy Seifu into Seifu stuff. But if you look back from then, it was really Jason that was, certainly in terms of Discord, steering Vulcan. And he has been quite dismissive before any of the last few days or even a couple of weeks. He was always quite dismissive of Brian and what he was doing with Seifu and all of that. Now, I'm not trying to excuse any of it, but my hope is that is the reality. And that actually Jason and Jason have probably perhaps had their fingers in pies, but have stepped back from that and are trying to steer the ship in a decent manner. But I don't know.
I'll give you a little bit something else then. Is that if that was the case, so you're giving him at least some sort of benefit, then why is it when it was all this information came out, why is it then we're still waiting for a Vulcan live stream? And Brian came out first. There is no way that a business will let a scammer come out first and say his thing, trying to exonerate himself and how wonderful everything is and he's fine, without having someone else coming out as the team and saying, right, this guy here, we're separated from him. We are taking control. That is it. We're done, and then leave it up to Brian to have his talk after that. No, they did it in the wrong order. They've done it in the wrong order. They should have been out there on a very, very second day at the very latest.
And I think I'm kind of only... I know. I agree. I think I'm kind of saying this because I'm hopeful that this is... Because to believe that they're all in it together, then we've got no future. So I guess I'm putting it out as a...
But this is the problem I was coming up with, is that no matter what, we're sort of stuck with the other guys anyway.
Well, we are.
You know, whatever you do, you can't just wipe out the whole team. I get all that. But the thing is that they really need to clear their culpability status. Yeah. They've got to like...
I agree.
At the very least, if they had wallets that colluded, they've got to kill those wallets. Yeah. At the very least. They've got to destroy it.
This is complex, right? Because...
Oh, yeah.
This is horribly complex. Partially, I think, because... And we don't know any of this. We're just surmising completely. But, you know, there is a relationship there between Jason and Brian. And they were very, you know, I asked them about it in Dubai. You know, how do you know each other? You know, how far do you go back? And it's clear, they're best buddies and have been for years and years. And for Jason to come out and make it very clear that Brian has stolen, has done wrong. Well, there's complexities there, isn't there?
Yeah, but I'm not saying they're right.
I'm not saying they're right,
but the other problem I have with that is that this is what I was saying today to the guys, is that because I was on a chat with everyone today, and the thing that I have trouble with is that is there another bigger play at hand? Is it that they had those wallets as sacrificial wallets, and then the rest of the wallets are there to just milk it dry when the time comes? Like, it'll be interesting to see, because like, you know, is he just being like the sacrificial lamb, and then that's only the beginning of, like, that's not the biggest play? Like, it's like almost like, let's sacrifice him. We've got what we could out of the protocol so far. Let's sacrifice him, throw all the mud on him, and so we all come out looking clean. But really, we've got some shit going on, and we're going to just wipe this place. Like, maybe, I don't know. Like, that's the problem, is that it brings up so much of this skeptical stuff where, you know, where's the clarity? They really need to do an investigation into everything and show it as a blockchain stuff, so you can actually verify it and say, right, well, that's for all 4 team members, unfortunately. Because whether you like it or not, they're all tarnished with the same brush. You know, like, that's just the way it is.
I know. I'm just laughing. Sorry, I've skipped a few comments. We will come back to the others.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no.
In the comments, he was very Billy the Kiddish. You will be banned for mentioning Billy the Kid. Yes, he was.
Oh, Kryptonian. Nice to see you. Thank you very much.
Kryptonian.
I was having a talk to him.
Say, I mean, and we've got, I think, a few people in comments saying, let's not talk about
If you want to join Kryptonian, I'll throw you a link.
Yeah.
So just let us know, and we'll get you a link. So it's up to you.
One thing,
but of course, we'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
I've got a massive show. We've got a massive show here, so but feel free to join us and give us your perspectives and your takes on the conversations we're having today in the Discord chat, and whatever you want to have a talk about. It's all good.
I mean, we could talk for hours, and I know there are people in comments saying, let's not talk about this stuff anymore. We could talk for hours about just that live yesterday. Just one thing I will say is, and there's so many things you could say about that, but how did Brian misjudge or misread the room so badly? I mean, that opening scene of all those.
I never seen that. I heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
That was disgusting.
I haven't actually seen the beginning. I actually missed
it. He was taking the piss. And that was disgusting. And that set the tone for me. And I thought, if you could put a 2-minute, you think about it, and you put together a 2-minute, whatever it was, intro of people crying, and then the opening scene is him pretending to cry. Good God, you have got no idea. But then narcissists don't, do they? They don't, because they don't think about anybody else. They just think about themselves, how it's presented. Oh, Kryptonian.
He says he's always listening. Like, you actually join my live streams more often than just this one time?
Kryptonian, we're very happy to have you, and I hope work is okay.
It's like Chris Cruz today, because I was talking to him today, and he was saying I'm goofy. So I'm wondering what's goofy. Like, I'm trying to work out. Like, I don't think it's an insult, but I'm trying to work out.
No, goofy means you like you're fun, but oh God, goofy. It's like not awkward. That's wrong, but fun and kind of. A bit.
I took it as a good thing, but I just don't know what really sort of what he meant by goofy.
It's a lovable term. It's
Anyway, have a look at the question. You answer it.
It's yours. Do you have a Kyoto bag? No. Or any large cap crypto bag, Vulcan? It's all I've got.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem.
Bits and pieces everywhere else. If you got BTC or other alts, you can borrow from Nexo and use that to tie yourself over until more income comes in. I don't. The other stuff that I hold is also, you know, I did buy some other altcoins and things, but they're so worthless at the minute with the bears.
Stop talking calf down.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was thinking
You said altcoins and they're so worthless at the moment.
No. You know what? I bought my first project I ever bought was something called Next Earth, and they were dead cheap. I got in at Pink Sale, and they were dead cheap, and I've got almost 400,000 tokens. And when I bought them, they went up, and my bag was worth thousands. And I thought, shall I sell? And I thought, no. I did the whole, no, I'll keep them for a bit longer because the future's bright. And of course, that was when I was first in crypto. I didn't realize the bloody bear run was just about to hit us. And they're my bag's worth about $100 now. But I was looking at it last night. And I'm thinking, if they can even, you know, if they can go up, because it's a fantastic little project, then I could be in the money there. But at the minute, it's worthless. So. No, Kyoto is interesting. And I know, I think it was NR Legend has talked a lot about Kyoto. I think he might have a node or masternode or something.
But they're selling portions of them. So you can spend like $1,000 or whatever and you get these portions of nodes. So it's actually an interesting thing. And I would like to be able to do something with that because I'd like to launch on a Kyoto. Like I've been talking to the boys about doing that.
Yeah.
But my first objective at the moment is the Grove, so that's what's happening now. So. Yeah.
My first objective is not to be thrown out onto the streets, so I need to get a job.
Well, you're supposed to get the current Mr. Chalk to work a bit harder. Take a second job mowing lawns or something.
There is that. But seriously, if anybody knows of ideally, I want remote online work. I'll do anything.
Yes, that's right. Sorry, Ellie, but
most of all, Ellie, I'm probably in about 5 or 6 different projects, maybe a bit more. Actually, I've got.
Like Yanni says, that's the reason why most people didn't want to see the truth. I know that's the problem. Yeah. I know. And
my biggest bag by far is unfortunately Vulcan. Well, we'll see what happens, but it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. We find ourselves. It's, you know, I was thinking about this.
See how it's your fault?
I agree with the Pete's. Can't blame YouTubers for your own investment decisions.
No, you can blame YouTubers.
Well, they do, Ellie. They do. But, you know, as I said, I've always told my truth. I backed it because I believed in it. The evidence at the time that I had, my journey as a newbie, that's what I was covering. And again, I make no apologies for any of that, but isn't it funny how so many people and you know, I still consider myself a bit of a newbie in all of this, but I do know a lot more than I did. I know I'd never blame anybody else.
There's always experiences, isn't there? And it's amazing how many different traps you can fall into, and you just far out.
Yeah.
It just
Ellie, it's hard, but you know, I would never. What's happened in Vulcan is a bit different, but I would never, you know, if I'm in a project and it goes down, as long as there's no funny business going on, and that's the issue, because if there's manipulation going on, then that's wrong. If it's a natural project where stuff goes up and down, then you make your decisions based on the evidence, but you cannot make decisions in a project when it's being manipulated the way that Vulcan, the way that SafeWithGo was, and obviously very clear made by Brian yesterday as Safeway was.
Yanni, his mother passed away when he was really little, yes, but the one that he calls his mother passed away when about 8 months ago, and that was his grandmother or something like that, who actually, you know, is the mother, because she mothered him all the way from 2 or 3, I think it was from 3 years old, but I'm not sure.
Hold on a sec. I'll be back.
Now,
Sorry, I'll be back.
Yeah. Go. Do your thing. So that's where, of course, that was just all lies. How long do you need to go back to the past to dredge emotional stress? Like, it's just ridiculous to think that there is something you can pick up 8 months later and call it as current. You've gone blurry again.
Oh, this camera. Sorry. Just to correct this talk going out to work.
Oh, you had to give him a kiss goodbye. Oh,
well,
no.
Of course I did. That's how we've been married for 30 years. You got to. Oh my God!
You got to tell him to up his. You got to tell him to up his paycheck. Oh, now you're going to cloaking.
That's my cloaking device. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you bloody thing.
I'm reading all the messages trying to figure out what I show and what I don't because shit, that's a bit close. Get back.
Yeah, sorry. That's not nice, is it? Anybody who turns on and sees me doing that, good God. Oh! Oh. So where have we got to? I'm still blurred, but you're just gonna have to put up with it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I know.
We get that. I see a homeless dude.
But that's where you got to be honest and good with your wallet identifications. You know, when you know what wallets have sacrificed, you've got to look at the blockchain and follow the trail to where those wallets belong. You know, like if a name comes up, that the person, yeah, I know, it's just one of those things where you just, yeah. Yeah, I know, Jason. We get it. But this isn't a calf live stream. This is an everything live stream. You guys can change the conversations into anything you want. So he says no more Vulcan talk. Yep, no worries. Come up with, oh, geez, I've got to scroll right down the page now. I'm trying to find a new, see, just too much bloody.
I'm going to change the subject.
Yeah, go for it. Please do.
Nothing to do with crypto.
Oh, good. Yeah, I know you're selling for Amazon. They should give you a job with all your TikToks that you're doing.
I'm trying everything, but what do you think to my poetry?
Yeah, you're doing that as well, yeah.
I'm doing poetry. That's not going to earn me any money. But
it might earn you might earn your viewers.
Well, it might do. Not so far, but I started writing poetry about 3 or 4 years ago, and I just really thought, because I love watching TikToks with spoken word and poetry. And
you don't like mine?
I love, no, first of all, I love TikToks about farming. Secondly, I love TikToks about tractors. Thirdly, I love TikToks about rainbows.
What about calves?
Fourthly, I love TikToks about calves. Fifthly, I love TikToks about bad weather in Australia. And then I watch anything about dogs, poetry, spoken word, how to make money online. That's every bloody TikTok that comes up. This is how you make £10,000 in a day.
Oh.
No. Piss off. It isn't.
It's amazing, you know, like how many little scamming messages that you get like on Discord or Telegram or whatever. And it's just amazing how much that shit happens, isn't it? Like it's just, And like I started to do Jason's thing and follow crypto people. And all I get now is, I've got the best investment for you, you know, join us and put all your money in. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, I really don't want to have to tell you to piss off because I want the follower. But, but all you're trying to do is just sell me your shit. Like, I don't want to buy your shit. I seriously don't want to buy into it. No.
Yeah.
So it's always a catch-22. No matter what you do, it's just annoying.
No.
So
I might write a poem about Vulcan and Brian. What do you think?
No more Vulcan talk.
Oh. Sorry, can I just say one more thing about yesterday's live stream? It was interesting. I think it was our Leon that asked BL if he would take a polygraph. And BL seemed absolutely, completely and utterly 100% behind the idea.
Yeah, you know why?
Well, probably he'd buy his own polygraph machine and rig it.
No. It's the easiest explanation there is.
Yeah.
It's a double bluff. It will never, ever happen.
Well, so what I was about to say was we need to call his bluff and somebody needs to get, I don't know, australiapolygraphs.com and get somebody in there and get him to take a polygraph.
But the problem with the polygraph is that no matter what, a pathological liar, I'm sure, would have a higher chance of getting like a false in some way, like either for or against or whatever, because they're so convincing in what they believe. They truly think, like, I reckon their heart rates and that just wouldn't change. They could actually say shit to you and it would just be like true.
I don't know.
I bet you. But of course, I'm no polygraph expert, but I've seen CSI lots of times, but you know, where they and I'm sure that's real. But
we need to do, this is what we need to do. We need to do a crowdfunding from the community to
reception of what, Jason?
Reception is crap.
Is the lady out the front's not looking that good or something? Is that what makes it crap? Or do I got to get a better receptionist, or what's the problem, Jason? Your internet stuffed?
I think we should crowdfund from the community to fund a polygraph test, but it needs somebody there to ask the questions. And I think it needs to be somebody in Australia that we can then fly across to the Gold Coast and supervise said test. Who could that be?
Well, I reckon I'll put my hand up. You're pointing the wrong way.
Am I?
Oh, you're pointing at that picture down there. That's our picture, not that picture.
Anyway,
am I on that side of you?
I'm pointing at you. You're there.
On my screen, you're on the other side.
How could that be? How could that be? That's weird. So you point at me. Point at me.
I am.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm pointing at you.
Yeah, you're pointing the same. You're pointing that way.
I don't get it. Oh well, the mysteries of StreamYard. There you go. But yeah, we need to call his bluff out. I don't know how we do it, but I'd love to see a polygraph test.
But you know, that is just a clear bluff call. Like, seriously, there is no way he would ever take the risk of that. And even so, there's nothing for him to gain or to lose, because he just wouldn't even appear, because what has he got to gain from it? Nothing. So he might as well just fly away or be around, round the corner. Like, there's just nothing for him to gain by, like, what's it to prove to him? Nothing. He's going to come back because the crypto industry they can do that shit. Like, it's very hard to get a legal prosecution. So, like, I know they're trying, I get that, but the actual thing to get a legal prosecution is so hard. Like, what's he got to gain from doing it? Absolutely nothing. It will just never happen. Good night, Jason. Thank you very much, mate.
Bye, Jason.
It's 11 o'clock where he is. What's he doing up?
What?
Must be a Friday night. Why are you at the pub, Jason?
Because he had to stay in and listen to us, Keep the Crypto Farmer, of course.
Maybe he was at the pub and now he's come back, and because he was too pissed, his reception was bad.
Maybe.
Just throwing it out there.
Maybe.
I just borrowed BL's fishing rod that he got. He's complaining on that live stream that he got some free gifts. Like, what a beautiful gift that he sent to himself, a honey pot.
That honey pot was gorgeous. Did you send that honey pot?
No, he sent it to himself.
I know. Fishing rod. Somebody had to explain the fishing rod to me.
I have no idea what a bloody fishing rod was for, except for
what it is? Just... Well, let me tell you what it is, because somebody, my good friend Susan, explained it to me, and she said, I don't know how she knows. No, I do know how she knows, because she said, right, here we go. Okay, the gift of a fishing rod is a threat to take him on a fishing trip.
Oh,
and apparently it's from Dexter, which is a program you can watch. And it means grab him, take him on a fishing trip, finish him off, nobody to be found because he's in the whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what a fishing rod means.
Become shark food, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or here, he'd just be dumped in the canal. So, but yeah, with you, it'd be sharks, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now we got heaps of white pointers, so you just got to go to spots where they're all baited up, and away you go. So
there you go. That's a fishing rod, apparently. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm sure it is. Susan knows these things.
No, that makes sense. As soon as you started saying it, that's what it is. That's what you always. The oldest threat is to take someone on a fishing trip and use them as an anchor.
Oh, well, yes, that's exactly it, isn't it? Yeah.
Of course, the body floats eventually. Like, it's only an anchor for a short period of time. Like, I understand that, but that's the thing that we say here is that you take them on a boat and then they're used as an anchor.
Ugh, not nice. Not nice, but there you go. Anyhow, let's move off. Let's move on to something else. Yanni's got to get coffee. Yanni, give us one. Bring me one back.
Yeah, well, this was a cup of tea, but it's not your sort of fancy tea. It's just.
Oh, well, I don't know. It's got a label on it. That's pretty fancy. Dilma. That's pretty fancy.
You have that tea, Dilma?
No. Sounds pretty fancy.
What?
I've just finished off my gin, so there you go.
So you don't have Dilma tea?
No. Well, maybe we do, but I don't have Dilma tea. I have Yorkshire tea. Is Dilma an Australian thing? I don't know.
Nah.
Never heard of it. Oh, okay.
It's from I don't know. India or somewhere. I don't know. Something like that. Somewhere over there.
Okay.
Mr. Dilma has his own plantations and makes his own tea.
I don't know.
This is just normal black tea. Like, it's nothing fancy like what you have.
No. Well,
I've never tried those flavored things and stuff.
Yeah, I've got loads of them. I'll send you some.
Because it's not available in Australia.
No.
I'll just go to the pommy oil and see what you get. Yeah, I see.
Do you know what we do on a Friday night in our house?
Yanni is neither Greek or Chinese.
No, he's definitely not.
No.
Do you know what we do on a Friday evening in our house? We have Martini Fridays. And the current Mr. Chalk makes me a martini every Friday night. How's that?
So you've already had one, so no wonder you're pissed.
No, but tonight's the night, but he's just got to work. I'm not gonna...
sorry, for me it's night time. So for you it's only afternoon, isn't it?
It's only 10 to 2.
Yeah, well, that's after 12 o'clock.
That's true. You can drink any time after 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're now kind of, I've never had a martini until a few weeks ago, and we now have Martini Fridays. So there you go. You should try it. You should definitely try it.
Please, some viewers, chuck in some stuff in the comments so we can have subject matter to talk about, because
we're talking about martinis. We're talking about martinis. I don't know What else do you want to talk about?
I don't even know what a martini tastes like.
Well,
what's in it?
I'll send you one.
What's in it? What's in it?
It's well, you can have gin martinis or vodka martinis. So we have gin. So
you can have that shit.
Well. I don't actually know, but you put vodka in it, but also gin in it, but also the stuff we keep in the fridge that I can't remember. So tell us, you can have different ingredients in your martinis, but it's gin and vermouth. Yeah, vermouth, which is very nice. Now
Ellie's going too. Take care, Ellie.
Got to see you.
Thank you much, Ellie.
Got to see
Love you lots. Thank you.
Bye, Ellie. Thanks for joining. So there you go.
Yeah, well, you know that I don't really drink much alcohol, right? You wouldn't think so, but I hardly drink any alcohol. But what I like to have is this wild turkey spice.
I beg your pardon.
Vulcan Dell, it's great to see you. I'm so sorry you're going through such a hard time, mate. I really feel for your pain. I'm really sorry, Vulcan Dell. My heart goes out to you, and if Chalk knew what I was talking about, I'm sure she would be feeling the same as myself. So, yeah, if you look in our main chat, you'll see why. I'm just really sorry, but keep your chin up, mate. I know life goes on, yes.
Yeah.
But it's, we all go through our struggles, and you're going through your struggles at the moment.
Yeah.
And, just thinking of your pain just gives me goosebumps all over at the moment. And I'm just, it's just horrific. I'm really, really sorry for your pain. It's not good at all.
Good to see you here anyway, Vulcan Dell. Thanks for joining us. Oh my gosh, look who else we've got here. Fowler! We've had Kryptonian, we've got Fowler.
And Keith.
Fowler. We've got everybody. And Keith, Chalk, everybody.
Hey, Fowler, hi, Fowler. It's great to see you, mate.
Do you know what?
He was on that chat today. I was having a talk in there today. The goofy me was having a chat.
Good. But you know what? I've been watching a lot of different live streams in the last few days. I haven't been on them. And Fowler, you have been so... I can't just... It's clear you're gutted, and everybody's gutted about what's going on at the moment. But I don't know, somehow, Fowler, you the way you've been speaking, it's so clear that you are wiped out by this, but you're so passionate about it as well, and absolutely keeping it real. So well done, Fowler. I love watching you guys. Yeah,
like I said when I was talking to him today, I was a bit like, obviously with the history that I have, and Chalk knows more than what I do because I sort of stayed away from it a bit, but I was really disappointed when I was used as a distractant that a lot of YouTubers jumped on my back. And I said that today in the chat today, because a lot of guys were in there. And, I'm running a real project. Calf is tiny. Yeah, I understand that. But it actually does something, believe it or not. Like, it's a real thing. And it's been almost impossible to work a project in this space where we are. It has been really, really difficult. And I haven't come out and spoken much about it. I've kept quiet, and I'd let it all come to the fore with what's transgressed, because I knew what was going on, that I was just used like a little smoke and mirrors, like a distractant. And that's what I brought to the attention today. And there was a lot of guys who, really didn't have very high opinions of me, but that was only because they were following a narrative, and there was just nothing I could do about it, unfortunately. But now I think that they realized that they were being played, and I really do appreciate listening to your words now, Fowler, because you seem to have a complete or at least a lot more of a complete understanding to what was actually going on. I'm just a little guy. I don't have any community power or anything to leverage. I'm a nothing, but that's why I was just perfect bait, like for everyone just to pile on. But like I said, I forgive. It's all good. It's all good. But
as a study in control of narrative, this is mind-blowing. And we're surrounded in our daily lives by media companies that control the narrative. We get told the news. I'm not into the whole let's get out of the matrix.
Wasn't he good at doing that though?
Well, exactly. And we've had this right in front of our eyes for a year, whatever, more than a year. Yeah, absolutely. It sucks. It's just like he said, I feel like we are trapped in a way. Yep. We are completely. We are literally powerless. We're powerless.
But let's not get too deep into this talk, please.
No.
Because we're going back again.
We are. We're getting sucked back in. But we've been talking about yesterday's performance.
Yeah. We all know
when it was for you guys.
We all know it's a load of rubbish. We get all that. We've all have our own opinions, and it seemingly it's been good to hear. Like when I joined the Discord live today with a heap of guys, it was as bad as it is. Whoa, Sophie Dad, thank you. Well done. Thank you. Thanks for joining. It's great to see you here, mate. I know you're here early in the piece, but and then you dive off and watch Prado or whatever, and then you decide to come back. I don't know who else is on, but thank you very much, Sophie Dad. I love your comments in the live streams, by the way, that when Brian was doing that, and I'll see your comments there. It's really good to see. You're speaking. What I know that I'm no adjudicator of what's right or wrong, but you're speaking good words. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. But yeah. Oh, Gino's here as well. Hi, Gino. Thank you very much, Gino.
Completely, we love you, Gino.
You're never late, Gino. You're never late.
No,
I know it's like
here, and that's it.
It's 11 o'clock where he is, though. But
oh my god.
So I'll call that late. But Gino loves staying up all night long. Like, believe me, he just loves it. Gino, have you seen Discord today? Where I have put a video of Chuck Norris on there and some photos of Chuck Norris.
For anybody who doesn't know,
it's actually not good. It's not good, by the way, but I'm going. How about if I share a screen for a bit?
Yeah, is something wrong with Chuck Norris?
And excuse me, everyone, we're going to go on to some calf stuff for 3 minutes or so. So if you want to stick around and
agree. Let me take that off there. Completely agree.
And watch something to do with animals and stuff, then
is it sad?
Well, to a degree it is.
Is Chuck Norris not well?
Well, I'll show you.
Oh, Keith, you never bring us bad news. I don't want real news. I want you to tell me
help whatever that
is. And lovely.
Possible. It won't.
Oh, shut up.
Hello.
No, I don't want that. Right. Is it okay? Why am I just stationary?
I don't know. Do something.
I don't know. Welcome back, everyone.
Okay.
Chuck Norris is not really he's doing okay, but he's under a bit of.
Oh.
I got the Wheel of Doom.
Oh no, that's not good.
I got good internet. What's wrong with you? Welcome back, everyone. We'll try again. Chuck Norris is not really he's doing okay, but he's under a bit of medical treatment at the moment.
Oh no!
Jeez, what's wrong with the internet? Welcome back, everyone.
How many
Chuck
times?
Norris is not really he's doing okay, but he's under a bit of medical treatment at the moment because he. Oh,
No!
I'm gonna.
Shall I try and shall I try and
Welcome back, everyone.
I'll try one more
Chuck
time.
Norris is not really he's doing okay, but he's under a bit of medical treatment at the moment because he.
No, you try it.
let me just right, which one is I see it. Hold on.
It's the one with me holding a wee bag.
Yeah, I've got you. Let me
Well,
just
it looks like it, but it's not.
Present. Share screen. Be the good performer. Share. You see that? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
Chuck Norris is not really he's doing okay, but he's under a bit of medical treatment at the moment because he's not doing the greatest. So I've got a bottle of electrolyte solution. He's had some milk a few hours ago now. So the main thing is to give him electrolytes at a bigger interval to the milk. And so we'll give him this for he's only got very mild dehydration. So he's doing okay, but he needs just that little bit of help. So I'm just going to put him in a position where I can do him.
Get it down. Oh,
When you know how to do it, it's easy.
yeah.
That's right. For me, it's just
Look at the eye there.
nothing but.
Tiny little bit of a gap in that front of his eye. That shows a little bit, tiny bit of dehydration.
It's when they first show it. Is
The
in the eye.
electrolytes helps to boost his
I didn't know what to say.
blood, his hydration in his body. It's better than just water. So
guess
you've
that's
got to
what it
treat
is.
them early in their stages. And then, it's all part of doing as much preventative stuff as you can.
Oh, bless him. Go on, little calf. Get it down, you. Oh. So would you have had to call the vet out for that? Or can you diagnose
So
it
he'll
yourself?
feel a whole lot better after
call
getting
a
a
vet.
belly full of warm
Don't.
electrolytes.
No. Oh.
Same with the milk. Tilt the head down, pull the tube out so he doesn't get it in his lungs.
Oh, bless him.
There you go. That's the process of giving electrolytes to a calf now. So thank you very much for joining. See you later.
Oh. Keeping it real, Keith. Keeping it real.
And I actually done that twice today. I did that again later on this afternoon, or this, just as the sun was setting, because you can give them 2 lots of electrolytes. There's 2 liters in that one bottle, and you can give them 4 liters a day. But he's not bad, but he's certainly not good. Hopefully I'm doing as much preventative sort of stuff or getting onto it as early as I possibly can because he's having trouble transitioning. He's really getting he's just a typical calf that is an abandoned calf where they're high risk and you run into a lot of trouble. And so all we can do is everything we can do. So in Discord, you'll see a couple of photos of him there where he's all rugged up at the moment. So it helps to keep his body temperature. And that's all we can do. So obviously we're praying for him. That's all you can do. That's life. It's certainly not over yet. Don't get me wrong. The big telltale is his response when I see him in the morning. That will be the thing that really tells the story. But that's reality. That's what it is. So we're obviously doing what we can do, and
Oh, well, fingers crossed for our Chuck Norris.
And then after that, it was just videos of me fixing up the motorbike a bit. When I did the tyre the other day, I seen the CV boot was broken and the bottom ball joint, and I was just changing those. So back to the mechanical side of real.
I see you. I'm just looking at your videos. I see. It's funny, isn't it? How I know we've spoken about this again previously, but you go through
the views.
TikTok, you just go through views of clearly being pushed out by the algorithm, and then other times where you go through periods of days and days where you're not, and it seems that 200 views is the mark.
We're back to that again. We're back to that
really
again.
Weird.
I can't work that out for the life of me. I just can't figure it out. Like I was getting thousands of views, and now I'm back to the 200 again. It always seems to stop at somewhere in that 200 range. It's just weird. And yet I'm still using the same algorithms and stuff and trying to get it out there. But
yeah, it's really, really weird. Do you know what I was going to do?
Give me the winning lotto numbers for the next draw.
No, I'm keeping those for myself.
No wonder you don't win. You're being too greedy.
This is a little self-indulgent, but it's one of my poems, and don't worry, it's less than a minute long. But
just do it.
The reason I want to share it is I thought of O'Brien when I was reading this yesterday, and it's called The Boots of Others. Bear with me, everybody. This is just another side of me that I just have made some TikToks.
You have been?
Yeah, I've only done a couple. I've only done a couple, but let me just
They pop up on mine straight away now.
Oh, do they? Well, you're my biggest fan.
Yeah. Well, you get plenty of views from me because that's just keeps popping up.
I know. But so this is my little, it's called Boots of Others. It's literally less than a minute, so I'm not going crazy about poetry, but here we go.
We are like flowers. When tended, we bloom. From small roots, we grow and develop till soon there are colours so vibrant, fragrance so sweet. But fragile and precious, we wilt in the heat. In the winds, we are bent. In the downpours, we drown. And gradually can fade from colours to browns. But worse than all this, we are trampled to flat by boots of others that should do better than that. We are like flowers.
Oh, let me stop it.
I'm getting sad.
Well, do you know what? I
Getting
just
all
think
trampled.
there is. I wrote it actually for quite a while ago from my daughter's perspective, because as a young people, she just feels like they're not heard, they're not listened. But it just felt, it's just there is so much shit in this world to put up with, and then you've got people that choose to flatten you as well, and it's not good enough.
Seifu Dad, you know some information.
Oh, Seifu Dad. Is he a farmer?
You know something about calf rearing.
It's not because he's been listening to your TikToks.
I don't think I've really gone into electrolytes before, but usually usually it's called a scouring calf. Now, he's not really scouring, but his body is doing what I know it's a very generic term, but I use this term. It's called colostrum failure. Because he didn't obviously get the quality in a timely period from his mother, being an abandoned calf. He's not one of the dairy calves. He's an abandoned beef calf. And by the time the farmer finds him and realizes that he's abandoned, then we get him. And, you'd go a couple of days later, all of a sudden we get him, and, the window of opportunity has passed. So it makes it very difficult to get his immunity right. But what he's talking about there is essentially when you're doing electrolyte feeding is for scouring calves. And he is technically a scouring calf but it's not because he's got a bacterial infection in his stomach from, E. coli or whatever, that's causing him to get the poos. It's because that's just what happens with a colostrum failed calf. That's what happens to him. And if someone happens to feed him, which he was fed some milk, he didn't have that bigger feed. Like he drank about 2 liters, I think. But really, that's why I waited about 4 hours to give him his first 2 liters of electrolytes, so you don't mix them. You know, it's not good for their stomach even though it goes into separate stomachs, but because when they're sucking milk, it goes into their absalom rather than when you tube feed them, it goes straight into their rumen. So, because a cow actually has 4 stomachs. They're not like you.
Imagine the tummy ache. Ugh.
Yeah. But you got to do milk, electrolyte feeding with a fair gap after doing milk feeding. But the problem is that milk feeding sort of continues the problem going on. It's almost like a poison because it feeds the E. coli to stay more active in their stomach. So to flush it out, you sort of got to get them to like be cleaned out of milk, and so the bacteria can more stabilize and be more normal, and then you reintroduce milk. But in the meantime, you got to keep them alive, which is what the electrolytes do, because otherwise they go into too much dehydration. So you got to make sure you're doing the right things. I know. I'll do that after the draw, okay? Because you did not say before the draw, but we'll do it after the draw. And I guarantee I'm right. You can pick any lotto draw in the world and I will be right. And you're welcome. Yes, you can thank me later. That's all good. Yep. Or no need to thank me at all. It's all okay. I'll do it as a community service for everyone. No worries. You just name your country and what draw you want the results from, and I will send them. I will say them out loud for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm good.
Hey, Kids Christmas Hub, I need to go soon. I've got a bloody job application to do.
Oh, yeah, you say that every bloody day now. Like, good again.
That's because I've got to apply for jobs.
Yeah. What doing this time?
Oh, more. It's all university work. It's so well paid. Honestly, they're fantastic jobs. But just no. I shouldn't say in case anybody's watching that.
Well, we're doing pretty good. I just thought I would go on, put our live stream on, all right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's us at the moment. So it's nothing special.
Look at those! Look at those YouTubers.
But look at the thumbs up.
4.
We got 4. I know. How cool is that? Look, I'll make it 5 now. I'll give myself
2 people
1.
watching.
Yeah, so that's
I'll
pretty
make
good.
it 6. I'll make it 6
because we've only had like 8 people or something, and
but people come and go, don't they? So
yeah,
they come, they go.
I could never expect anyone hang around on one of our live streams. Like, come on, like I get it. You guys have got a life. I wouldn't want to be just like.
They come, they go. It's easy for you. You're in the future. Oh my God. I think we're all losing a bit of our brain cells at the moment, aren't we? I don't think we know what reality is anymore. That's the problem.
I think we're just a bit beaten up. But having said that, we're holding our own. It's all right. We just got to keep chins up and do our things. And, it could be worse, and go through the things like what I know Vulcan Dell's going through, and that's the reality of life, is that, and Gino's been through his fair share of that recently as well. Yeah. There's immunity and stress, not the stress on, if you're talking about calves, it's the immunity from, they have to get their they don't have any passive immunity, so they can only get it from colostrum. So cows do not pass it to their calves in utero. So the only way a calf gets its immunity is from its mother through its first milk. And it is absorbed through the intestines. And then after about, they say 48 hours, but really 24 hours, the intestines close off to the absorption of the antibodies, and the window is closed. So then you just can't get it into the calf anymore. So that's why it's such a difficult time period, is that there's certain things I can do to help hedge the bets, but it's still really hard. And even when you do get a vulnerable calf like that, if I make them survive, you can end up just losing them out in a paddock at any point in time in their life. It's very, unfortunately, the other day I actually had one which was an abandoned calf, who was bloody big. Like, I'm talking, this was a big Angus, who just passed away for no reason, never had medical, but it was an abandoned calf. And it's unfortunately, that's just what happens. Yeah, it is. But that's the reality of farmers with animals say that livestock owners are livestock losers.
Be like crypto then.
That's the reality of, no, you can think of it exactly the same, that you just watch it just disappear. Like, I see that calf and I just see, a couple of $100 just disappear. Just, there you go, another loss. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And that one there was a contract calf and it was gone, And you can't get it back again. Like, there's nothing you can do. So it's just gone.
It's easy for you, you're in the future. Time is an illusion of moving object in space. Yes, Yanni. Gosh, you're getting very deep here, Yanni boy.
Yanni always does. He has a very philosophical way of looking at stuff. Hopefully I've said that right for you, Yanni. He's making his face.
Yes, you should keep on smoking these trees.
He's a numbers man. He likes his 1, 3, 6, 9. He's in tune with the world, and
we love it.
He has his see, that's but that's the sort of.
Does he also love poetry? Philosophy, psychology, and poetry.
I'm sure he loved your poem that you played, and whenever we're on live stream, feel free to play a TikTok of your poetry. Like, you're allowed to do that.
Thank you. I'm going to record another one today. Oh, I also love poetry. Then, Yanni boy, you need to go and watch my TikToks. I write poetry, but I'm French. Even better. It's French. Even better. I love metaphors and stuff. I couldn't quite read it. Metaphors. I thought it said metaphors and stuff. Fantastic. Yeah, me too.
I made it a bit bigger for you, so hopefully you can see it.
Oh, I've gone fuzzy again, Keith. I've gone fuzzy.
That's all right.
Yeah.
No, Yanni's a really neat guy to talk to. He gets in depth, and he knows his point in life where he knows his realities. Like, he's been through enough pain and hardship to understand, where a lot of people have had life almost, like you could say, too easy, and don't understand that life actually maybe isn't like that, and don't realize the fullness of hardships that people have. Like, I know we've all heard about XRP.
Yes,
and look at the price, 100% up. Yep.
It's funny, in our YouTubers chat, a few of them talked about XRP for months and months and months and months, especially Confirmant. And there's often been a time thinking, God, I need to look at that. And of course, I never did. But yeah, it's fantastic. A lot of people are very happy.
the problem is for myself is that I just didn't like. I know this sounds really wrong, and I don't care because I make my own decisions. But unfortunately, I'm just all invested in Vulcan.
Yeah, well,
that's where everything of mine sits is in Vulcan, and it just shouldn't be, but it is, and such is life. I know. I move on.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
you'll be right.
I'm the same. You know, I've got a lot in Vulcan, and I'm in other projects, but it's pennies. You know.
Yeah.
It's like 50 quid here, 100 quid there, and it's barely worth having, really. But yeah.
But yeah, XRP was so stable for so long, wasn't it? And then all of a sudden,
yeah,
boom!
crazy stuff. I was watching it last night. It's just, a lot of happy people who had faith and kept with it. So it's good. Yeah, boy really
Yeah, I know. Like, he gets it.
Yeah.
But that's where, Yanni understands where I'm coming from and where you are, Chalk, because you're in the same position, and
absolutely.
But I think that, like, with that question about hopefully they'll launch, yes, I do too. But they've got one moment in time now to be honest with everyone and do their deep dive into everything and make it as clear as they possibly can. And then hopefully to build at least some sort of trust and confidence to then be able to launch. They've got one opportunity, though, to do that. And so I really hope for their sake and for everyone's sake that they don't waste it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise it's not going to be a pretty sight, and it's just a shit.
Yeah, it is.
I know the odds are stacked against him. I know, that's right. That's why I just, I wish they would put me in there, because I would sort it out, because I know that I just do it straight. Like, it is what it is. But of course I'm not putting my hand up, but like you see in the community, they say, "Oh, Prado needs to be there on a multi-sig."
What?
I've seen it in their talk, like Prado needs to be on the multi-sig.
I haven't seen that.
Like,
why? Nothing against Prado, but no.
Yeah, I know. But
literally nothing against him. But no, why? No. It's all got a bit nasty as well, hasn't it? I'm catching up. I've been busy across the last few days and I haven't really watched it, but I know we are
just
all turning
do yourself
in on
a favor. Don't.
No, I know, and I know
there's no point. All it would do is upset you and just put you in a bad headspace.
Yeah, I've just seen some stuff where clearly I think the YouTubers are splitting themselves into believers and non-believers.
Well, I think everyone has come around except for.
Well, Daniel. I think the believers is only one person, and I don't quite know where Dan stands, because clearly he's gone through a torrid time. But I think tell me if I'm wrong, but I think he's coming down on the giving Brian the benefit of the doubt side. Is that right?
Sorry, what did you just say?
You didn't listen to me at all, did you?
I was just reading Gabby's message.
I think Dan has come down on the giving Brian some benefit of the doubt. Is that correct?
He says it, but actions seem to be a little bit different than that. Yeah, I know. Yes, true. Yes, okay. But then when he's presented with the cases of the culpability of the teammates, he thinks that Jason is perfectly clean. And
yeah.
And yet I don't know, I'd find that really hard to believe myself. That's why I really hope they come up with some honest stuff. Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but I just really hope they use this opportunity to be as honest as they possibly can, and just try and get it right, because they've got one opportunity now, and there's just no coming back from that. So anyway.
Yeah, indeed. Anyway, listen, I do have to go. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go as well.
You're gonna go as well. We've been on an hour and a half.
So that's good. Thank you so much, Chalk, for joining us on live stream. It's great to have your presence. Oh, that's right. You're on the thumbnail too. So there you go. It's the Chalk and Keith show. Yep. Thank you, Yanni, for joining us, mate.
Thank you, Yanni,
so
and
much.
everybody. Yeah,
absolutely appreciate you joining us on live stream. I won't tell Lucky that you're here, so it's all good, mate.
Lucky's always too busy doing announcements and doing amazing stuff. And you all work very, very hard. I know you do, but Lucky's always making announcements.
I won't comment on any of that stuff, all right?
No, I know.
Seifu Dad. Seifu Dad, thank you very much for joining us. Greatly appreciated. Gino, thank you very much, Gino. It's great to see you here. Yes, we're doing our best for Chuck Norris, and you'll be informed, and hopefully all the best. Yes, for Fowler. How do you say his name, Fowler or Fowler?
I say Fowler, but I think some people say Fowler, so I don't know. Let's ask him next time he's on.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah,
Fowler, I'll go with that. Vulcan Dell, as again, we pass all our love on to you and your family.
Yeah.
Well, I hope, I know that it is what it is, but yeah, we're obviously very heartfelt and sorry. Ellie, thank you very much, Ellie. Jason, absolutely. Thank you so much. And yeah, Kryptonian as well called in. So thank you very much, Kryptonian, for saying good day and listening to us. So even though I don't know how you put up with it. And Triple Moon was here as well, and Michael Vlogs. Thank you very much to both of you for calling in, and Whale Miner as well. Again, thank you very much, Whale Miner. So that's the people that were here today. So it's great to have you guys helping us out on our little channel. We're only a very little tiny channel. We don't have all the populist support, but thank you so much for joining and just having a conversation. So it's greatly appreciated. So take care, everyone, and we will see you next time. Love you all. That's a love heart, by the way. Love you all. Take care. Take care. Bye.
Bye.